Breaking news, there will be no more UFC pay-per-view events as the UFC is leaving ESPN and they have just signed a $7.7 billion deal with their new broadcast partner Paramount. And within this deal there will be no more pay-per-views at all. They will be named as numbered events and will come with just your normal Paramount subscription. Well, that's the information we've got now. I don't know if Paramount's going to up their prices in terms of their monthly subscriptions now that they're going to have the UFC on board. But as of right now, I read online, I think it's $8 a month. So this is the end of it. No more $80 every other week for a UFC event, which, let's just be honest, I'm looking at you at the other end of the camera. You were never paying the $80 to watch the UFC.
Bruh.
Nobody was. Unless you're fucking Mark Zuckerberg, no average working human is paying $80 every week or every other week to watch the UFC. It's just not happening. It is literally just not happening. So this is just it's just a way better model, to be honest. And I think it's going to really help grow the UFC as it's so much more affordable for people to watch. It makes so much sense. Honestly, I thought they were going to go to Netflix, but Paramount is still easy to access as well. I'm from the UK, so I never had this issue with having to pay $80. I pay for a monthly subscription on Discovery, and I get all the events on there anyway. So I don't think anything's changing for the UK market, but the US market is changing. They are moving from ESPN over to Paramount. Let's just take a look at what Dana White said. So Dana White said, "This is a historic deal with Paramount and CBS. Is incredible for UFC fans and our athletes. $7.7 billion. I'm expecting fighter pay to go up here, to be honest. I mean, $7.7 billion. Let's stop giving people 10 and 10. Yeah? Let's start paying a bit more and let's get better fighters into the promotion. Like Paul Hughes should have never went to the PFL. Let's get him over there. Let's get Usman or Magomedov out of the PFL into the UFC. Let's pay these guys a bit more." Anyway, UFC fans and our athletes, for the first time ever, fans in the US will have access to all UFC content without a pay-per-view model, which has been needed for a long time. The model's dead, in my opinion, with everyone being able to illegally stream it anyway. There's no way they were making any real money on that at all. Making it more affordable and accessible to view the greatest fights on a massive platform. This deal puts UFC amongst the biggest sports in the world. The exposure provided by Paramount and CBS Network under this new structure is a huge win for our athletes and anyone who watches and loves the sport. So obviously with the pay-per-view model dying away, that means fighters won't get pay-per-view points. So I'm wondering how the big names like the McGregors, how their contracts will look, because McGregor probably made a boatload of money off pay-per-view points. So are the UFC going to have to just pay him a lump sum on top of his contract? Is there going to be a lot of contract negotiations here going on as they make the deal over? Who knows? But anyway, let's read some other stuff about it. So this is what entails with this deal. So there will be 43 UFC events per year, 13 numbered events, and 30 fight nights. So kind of similar to what we're already getting anyway. Nothing's really changing other than they're not going to be called pay-per-view events. They're going to be called numbered events, and they're just going to be part of your subscription anyway, which is great. I mean, this is all positives for the UFC and positives for MMA fans. I'm hoping though, with this amount of investment the UFC's getting and this new deal, let's get out of the fucking Apex. I don't want any more Apex events. And I've seen stuff online saying the reason why they do so many Apex events is because of they have to keep up with what they were contracted with ESPN. Now you're leaving ESPN. Let's get rid of the Apex. We don't want Apex fight nights anymore. Also, let's get better cards. How about that for an idea? And I know people are going to get in the comments and go, not every card can be UFC 300, man. Not every card can be. And I'm not asking for UFC 300 level cards every single week. But what I'm saying is they have a seriously stacked roster with so many ranked fighters. And then you look at some events and they've got one ranked fight and it's the main event in the Apex. That shit's no good. Let's stop doing that. You can have multiple ranked fights on every single event. Obviously, you're not going to pack out a fight night whenever you know you've got a pay-per-view the week after. I understand that. But let's have more than one fucking ranked fight on a fight night card. Is that so bizarre to ask? Also, get out of the Apex. take this. You take the fight nights on the road again. Go all over the world now. The UFC is going to be so much more accessible to people. The fan base is going to grow massively with this new deal. So get out there, get to these different places that you haven't been before, and grow the organisation even more. This is a really good deal in my opinion. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. I'm looking forward to seeing what the first Paramount numbered event's going to be, because I think it's going to be a massive, massive event just to kick off what the future is going to be like with Paramount. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this deal? And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you all again in the next one.